Okay, we'll see how that went. This is where everybody starts biting everybody. While we're starting today, it's been hot. I don't think they're having a great time being inside in the heat, but there's not much I can do about that. All right, let's see. Got a green light. I just don't see this doing that. And there it goes there. Oh, I know. This doing that. Boy, this mouse is bad. Okay. That'll take it right there. That'll do it. I had turned down the volume on here. The dogs have all started playing right here the second we do this. It's been really hot here today, and so now it's started to cool off, and they're wanting to wrestle in here.
The good news is, I know that you guys know how nervous we've been about Xena in that pool because we had the heating cover on it. Well, I guess today for the first time Dawn saw her. We've really been working with her a lot in the pool, and she went down the stairs. She swam a couple of laps around, went right back to the stairs, and got out. So that's a big relief for me, just knowing that she knows how to get out of that pool.
Quite yet, and we're there. But she goes way out in the bay. I mean, she's a little swimmer. She loves swimming under the dock. I've never seen Warrior do that. She just swims all over and just looks up underneath there and stuff. And she's real curious, chasing snakes and everything else. So.
And she does, we call it the spectacular entry. We've never been able to get Warrior to do it. Our other Chesapeake Buster never did it, but she will leap off the side of that pool in the deep end to get to him. She likes doing that.
Ran out of a boat. It's called the dynamic water entry. And that's what the, really spirited retriever does. But they also are a little worked up and wound up at that point. So, yeah. And I pet Warrior on the head. Did you touch his head? Did you see what I was talking about?
Stop, yeah. No, I didn't feel his head.
No, and here. Look at it, look at it. Look at the scars.
Oh, I can see it from her.
I pet his head, and it was just all kind of scabby on one side. And now the hair is coming all out. And I was like, what in the hell did he get into? And then I saw it. Xena. She bites him so hard in the same side of his head. And he just takes it. He just takes it like a trooper. She bites him in the face, and the dogs are like that. All dogs have is their mouth.
Hey, Steph.
Hey. All dogs have is their mouth. So it's not as sensitive as a human's mouth, I don't think, because we'd be biting each other in the mouth all the time.
So it's our friend and donor that you guys have met several times on here, Swazo. It's his birthday. So Trucker Dean is heading down to North Carolina to celebrate his birthday with him, and he and his wife are going to swing back up by here and spend the night. So we're excited to have Dean come back.
Swazo is so mad at me for not going down. I just can't do it, man. I can't leave here with all these dogs and these birds and everything else and all the planning and stuff like that. So I guess he'll get over it and he'll come back up here. So you see my frog man on here?
I did.
Yep. UDTRA 39. Boy, does that guy got an interesting story, and we're going to have to get it out of him. He's had a few bullets thrown at him, that's for sure, and quite an interesting history.
That'd be a good phone interview for you to do with him. That'd be great.
Oh, and I will. Don't let me forget the Coast Guard. And yeah, real interesting story of some of the stranger units in Vietnam he was associated with, outside of being a SEAL. But we had UDT training, we had UDTR training, which stood for replacement. He went through UDTRA, which is replacement and accession training, underwater demolition team replacement and accession training. And for a brief period of time, we had UDTB training, boats. And then it all turned into BUDS and then SEAL thing. UDTs are gone now. So, a great guy to talk. There's always a lot of questions about hey, that's enough. There's a lot of questions about the differences between UDT and SEAL team, but the training, and he could better clarify that, but it really wasn't anything besides the CO saying you're going here and you're going there, as to where they went, and a lot of it was interchanged. I look at the database a lot, and I see a guy that graduated UDT training back then and was sent to SEAL Team 2. And his next assignment, he went back to UDT team, or back to a UDT team. And they went back and forth a lot. It was just no big deal back then. And a lot of guys liked the UDT mission, you know, surf, sun, water, things like that. So, yeah, glad to have you on. And, speaking of that, my son-in-law was up here. Okay, Manchew's changed his eyes back, I think. My son-in-law was up here, and I don't know how it came up, but he mentioned one of the guys at his team is one of the Coast Guard guys that graduated BUDS, and there is an endless questions about that whole nightmare of a program that came and went. And so I'm going to get him on and do an interview with him. One of the very few guys that made it through that program. They only tried it once. The Navy thought they were smart, had a really good thing to get guys through BUDS because these guys are already Coast Guard rescue swimmers. How cool is that? We'll get them to the Navy and tell them they can go back to the Coast Guard, but they never will. They'll never go back. And it was a dismal return on the investment. So.
Well, maybe he can hook us up so you can interview that guy. That'd be great.
Yeah, a lot of questions. Well, you're getting awful suntan. I got to pull her out of the pool.
I've got chills because I got a little bit too much sun. You know how you get chills? That's what I'm doing.
Oh, God. Well, they were wound up today.
So we didn't, I think we mentioned it on a cooking video that I've made and not put up yet, but Don had quite an experience with the fishing hook yesterday, and I thought I was going to pass slam out. It absolutely just cringed me.
Dogs killing me. Dogs.
So tell them your fish hook story.
Don't ask me why I do some of the things I do.
Because you're not bright.
I got into the garage and I decided to organize.
Stop!
Coda, Zena, that's your doing. Gosh, she's the antagonist. But Coda's really, get up here, girl. Organize, oh my God. Organize all the fishing shit I have. And I got a lot of it. All the lures, all the spinners, everything. Hang it up on the wall so, you know, I can see stuff, but I keep the hooks, you know. It's not like that. So I'm building that dock, and I have got tools everywhere. I'm not the most organized guy when it comes to stuff like that. I've got shit laying everywhere, and I'm inside the garage, and I have to step over a skill saw and an air compressor or something and put my hand on the side of the wall to bend over and get a tape measure. And as I bent over and slid my hand down, I run a hook up in this finger.
Oh, it was awful. Awful.
I had somehow taken a regular number 6 or a big hook and stapled it, monofilament line and all, the one you just put on a leader, snap it on a leader, and stapled it to the wall for some reason. I have no idea why I did it, because I couldn't get the damn thing off. And so it's hooked me by the left hand, and I can't, there's nothing there to cut it with. I can't get it off. I'm trying to pull it off of the wall. It's really stapled in. And there was no scissors, there was no knife, there was nothing within reach. So I have to reach around to my tight-ass shorts and somehow get my cell phone. I'm trying to get my cell phone out of my pocket because I'm hanging there bleeding like an idiot, and call her, who doesn't want to answer the phone, to say, come help me. I'm stuck out here with a fish hook in my flip. I can't get off the wall. And finally she got some scissors, cut it off, and I brought that thing in here, and I'll tell you, man, that damn thing hurt. I about gave up fishing for how bad that was.
That was bad.
And I thought she was going to keel over from it, but
Oh my God,
shit
one in
I
the
do.
eyelid. Oh my God, that'd be even worse. Ooh, I really thought I was going to pass out. He kept saying, push down on my finger like that so he could dig that hook out
That's how we got
with
it out.
pliers. Oh God.
Push down so I can. When you get out a fish hook, you got to push it in, push it down, and pull it back. And it's not good. I may never fish again from how bad that was.
I was shaking so bad, what? And I was scared to death.
So
Oh.
yeah, I'm damn near done with that doc. Right now, I need probably a couple more hernia surgeries because I've been hefting 16-foot 2x10 pressure treated lumber.
But it looks really good, and he's almost finished. I think he likes 6 or something like that, finishing it. So now we need to get a fish cleaning station, and so I was on the internet today looking them up, and I found a couple, but the ones that are the nicest, you hook to the side of the dock so that the fish guts go in the water. Those darn things are $1,300. Did you see those?
I don't need that. I don't fish that much. But it's nice to have something out there you can wash.
And then I found one for $500. I still think that's a lot. Don's dad had an old cast iron sink like we had in the cabin. Your daddy had a sink, and I think that's what we need to do. Go to a junk store and get a sink.
There you go. Speaking of fish hooks, I remember a story happened quite a number of years ago in the, I guess mid-90s or something like that. It was a guy on a sailboat, hundreds of miles off the coast of Hawaii somewhere. It's way out in the middle of the Pacific. And he got a fish hook in his foot, and the thing got infected. He got bad sick. He's on there with family and friends, and this boat out in the middle, it was too far for any ship to get to. There was no ships around. There was no help. The only thing they could do was get Dave Bauer did it. The guys from SDV team in Hawaii saddled him up in a hand-picked guys that had sailing experience, medical experience, and and flew 5 of them out, and they parachuted in. Remember that?
No.
Parachuted in, got on that boat, kept that guy alive, and sailed it all the way back to Hawaii, probably without any beer left on board that boat. So,
That would be the main thing.
good friends. There's always something going on.
Yeah, he is having a beer, and I'm very happy. Just been having a couple of beers while he's working during the day on the dock, and a couple of glasses of wine at night, and we're so much happier. I'm so much happier. I'm so much happier.
There we go.
Oh, plastic sinks, fiberglass. No, can't be those kind, honey.
Hairdresser sinks. Hairdresser? What?
They're just a bowl. We gotta have the sides.
Don't be
know,
sending
the
any
filleting.
unmanly shit down here, dude.
Now, he
No.
works at Habitat for Humanity, and he knows that I love shopping there. We have several here on the Eastern Shore. I also went to them in Chesapeake, so. But thank you, but that won't work.
No, I don't need anything. Just a flat table to fillet on. I'm gonna wash the little hose off. I got this thing covered.
Yeah, we'll get it. The only thing is that because it gets so windy here, everything has got to be bolted around here. I mean, we lose so many umbrellas, it just gets really windy.
Beer and wine are good for you. Depends on how many of them you have. So, yep. And somebody asked about when training got called BUDS, and that was in the very early 70s when the Trident came out and everything else like that. And it's Steve Robinson tells that story, and maybe Class 39 knows a little bit about it. Back then they had the UDT insignia, which hadn't been around all that long, and then they formed the SEALs, and they got the SEAL Trident, and they had the UDT pin and gold and silver, and then they got the Trident gold and silver. And the next thing, they got rid of both UDT pins and the silver trident because everybody went through the same training with gold. But the big push for that was Vanguard, the folks that make all the military medals, stock all the military, they do everything, all the insignia, everything. Said these pins aren't selling very well. It's pointless to make them. We don't want to make them. We're not going to make them anymore. We're going to make you one. Take your pick. And, so just the gold trident.
What's that saying?
That is saying that for me to hide this thing, it's updating my mail, and this mail program I have on here is terrible. You can't send me any links. It codes everything. So sometimes when people say, "Hey, take a look at this," some kid sent this today, but that Dan Blitzen, whatever his name is, the gambler, drug addict guy that made it through SEAL training twice and tries to blame everybody for his woes of why he never went to a team. Well, take a look at that guy, you'll understand. But he was whining on some other interview that they did. It's a new thing on YouTube. I guess it's becoming pretty popular. It's called Ask a Marine, or a Marine, Marine Responds or something like that. Hey! Knock it off! Boot you all out in the flipping heat. But while he's being interviewed by this know-nothing knucklehead about all his woes of SEAL team and why he didn't make it through BUDS twice, all the way, he says he completed the program twice, but they didn't let him go to sea. He did not complete the program twice. Get that out of your system. But this Marine is commenting, and he would pause the video and he'd go, "Well, that's another bullshit thing." And he would go on. He's got quite a slew of videos. I think I'll get that thing and put it up for you guys because it seems to be quite popular. You get the Marine perspective on all kinds of shit the military does. And I wrote a guy back, a Finnish guy, military dude, asked me about that today. He wanted to know the story behind that. And it happened in our class. When you go out to the island for third phase, you're basically done. When you're out there, unless you do something really stupid, you're in the club. And you come back and you have 3 days left at BUDS when you get back from the island. When we got back, all we had to do was the O course one more time. We didn't have any other evolutions. It was all getting your orders and packed and checking out and turning in gear and all that stuff. And they informed my boat crew leader, squad leader, that he was not graduating. They threw him out. 3 days. And,
Why?
We were in a tiz. We're like, man, he was a really popular guy. We really liked him. And then when after you got to be a SEAL for a while, you realized why they did that. He's a great guy, but he was a weak leader, unorganized. He's just a dopey guy. We really liked him, but that's why they did it. It's the catch-all phase, where you haven't done anything through SEAL training. They can really pin on you. You're not a dangerous diver. You're not dangerous with the guns. You're physically strong. You've been adequate through training, but there's something about you we don't like. And it's always personality based or with the officers' leadership issues. You've not done anything. You've got through. And that was the same. And you can look at Dan and see why they booted him.
Well, he's got money, and so he's always posing with all of these bikini-laden women. And so he paid, if I'm getting it correct, he paid money to be in Marcus Luttrell's movie, wasn't it? Marcus
Lone
movie.
Survivor, and he's just...
And was guaranteed however many minutes or seconds or whatever of airtime. And I think he was a couple of seconds shy or something. He said he was. So he tried to sue Marcus after all that. So we don't care for him very much.
No, I think he's a hell of a lot younger than me. He's already had like 5 heart attacks from all the cocaine.
Has he really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, he's had that long to go at all. But he's really got some big things going on. But he loves playing the blame game. Dude, you got to do a little bit more and not quit in SEAL training to make the cut. Okay. Fishing hard to catch some fish. There you go.
Hi, bosun.
The bosun's here. We're giving Robin a Navy education. So we started with lay before the mast, all 8 o'clock reports. She doesn't know what that is, but she was, being a nurse, she wasn't on a ship.
So, Bosun, did you get any of that, whatever that was, that tsunami, that whatever that storm was I was hearing about? They had some kind of bad storm over there in Japan.
I always have bad storms in Japan.
Well, I wanted to make sure he was okay. So, the 4th is coming up, and my family from Virginia Beach is coming down, and we're just really excited. So he's got to get that dock finished so that we can get our boat in the water. The last time my daughter was here, she had just had surgery, so she couldn't get in the pool, couldn't do anything in the water, but she can this time. So we're gonna have a good time.
Konnichiwa. That's right. I don't know what time it is over there for the bosun's son. Me and the bosun on the Lockwood, it was a frigate, and we'd just pound through all those bad storms. Sea of Japan, all that was really.
But isn't
bad
it like
storms.
really, really early in the morning over there?
Don't know.
What time is it?
But our ship had these missile launchers fore and aft that were, I was told, they were designed to fall off the ship with a 45-degree roll to keep the ship from capsizing. And we took a 53-degree roll and they stayed on. I'll tell you, boy, everybody on one side of the bridge all piled up.
So it is. It's 7 o'clock in the morning.
There you go. There you go. There you go. All right, everybody's speaking Japanese around here right now.
Kyoskete.
Kyoskete. Tokyo, Tokyo.
It is time to say sayonara. That's all I know. Oh. The peacocks are not born yet. We don't think they are, but she comes off once a day, and so I just keep blueberries and peanuts out here for her. She got off today for about 30 minutes, walked around and went back. So I don't know if those things are going to hatch or not, but the ducks are the happiest little ducks you've ever seen. They just stay together. Don puts them back in the garage at night, to protect them, but they're just like little synchronized swimmers. They just go here, they go there, they go all together, and Don has hoses laying everywhere that he'll turn on, and make a little mud puddle, and they're just happy. The cats don't bother them, the dogs don't bother them. They're just living a good duck life at Warrior's Rest.
And we had the big seed fertilizer company that came down and spread the gypsum down here. I talked to that guy today and I said, man, you got to come down. We got to test this soil. I need the entire property tested. And he said, okay, I'm having problems with sunflowers, sorghum, and some of these different areas. So what they do, I said, you send that guy down here and I'll help you because it's a tall order. And they give you you get a big metal thing that you can stick in the ground and step on, and it pulls out a clod of dirt, and then you go to the next one. So in a big impoundment like this, I bet we took 15, 20 samples. We walked the whole thing, just filling it up, and then he mixed the dirt together, mine with his, and put it in a bag, and we did it to every impoundment, every thing around the impoundments to try to find out what the property is lacking, what it needs. The deer, I've got this right here. I've got all the 22. I like the 22 more because it's cheaper and it's loud as shit. I go out before I go to bed. I go out at least 3 times at night, and I go out right at first light in the morning. And every time I'm out there, there's deer everywhere. And I just start firing that pistol off, not trying to hit anything, but running them out of there. And right here in the driveway, and it's my fault because that's where I feed the older ducks. And they come up here and they eat the sorghum. And so he thinks I'll get the results back by Friday, if not tomorrow, and then tell me what I need to do, because some of this out here is struggling bad. And so I really need that. And I'll tell you how bad it was here. I just found out, talking to the neighbor. I was on a roll last year about all the shooting over there at these deer that were eating the soybeans. Just this constant shooting that went on for 4 months. It'd start early in the morning, all through the day, into the evening hours. It would go Monday through Sunday, every day, just boom, boom. And they're running the deer out. Wasn't know if they were killing them or not. But all of a sudden, there was no deer on this neck. They were gone. Well, they're back. And I talked to him, and I had a question for him about dove migration. He's a biologist with the DNR. And he told me he put in 100 acres of sorghum to harvest.
Next door?
Well, I didn't know, but I was talking to the fertilizer guy, and he goes, yeah, Webster going to put in 100 acres of sorghum. I said, right there? And he goes, yeah, right there. He got so tired of the deer eating his soybeans and not getting any crop out of it that he's planted 100 acres of the sorghum. He's going to harvest it over there. So if he'd put 100 acres in an impoundment and flooded it, I'd have had beads of sweat all over my head coming down. But yeah, that's how bad they are. And there's a lot of deer here. We're going to have a hell of a deer season, and because he planted the sorghum, it's going to be a lot more because they're not going to have to get out there and start shooting at deer. Me, I'm the only moron running around here shooting at night. But
Tim, actually, Don and I used to smoke our own salt. We had a big walk-in smoker, and we would get the kosher salt and smoked it. But can you buy hickory smoked salt?
Stop that.
Because she's got the extension.
Get out of there.
Oh my God.
Get out of there, you idiot.
Got
Stop
the
doing
cord
that.
to the camera. She's a cord chewer. But I don't know, can you order, is there some place you can buy hickory smoked salt? Because I would like to have some. I haven't had any in years. And I know that would be so good on salmon. And I always go to the Mexican section that has the Badia spices, and they have a new citrus salt out that I got that looked really good. So we're gonna do fish.
I gotta get her up here for a look, see.
Oh,
Oh shit, I can't do it.
she's too big.
Oh, there she goes. There she goes. She is so pretty. She is so pretty. She gets so excited to see you. Just weird, like when she wakes up from a nap and she sees you, she just blows out of wherever she's doing and comes over and greets you. And I don't know how much bigger she's going to get.
I don't think she's gonna be a big lab. And Don even said yesterday, he said, I wish you'd just stay this size.
I think she's going to stay a little compact, and then she's more than big enough to get a duck or a goose. So, and then who's the big guy? He's all jealous. You want to get up? And she's doing good with her training. It just becomes tough this time of year because it's really hot. You got to modify it up a bit. But
Trucker
she's
Dean's
eager.
never shot. Sorry for interrupting. Trucker Dean's never shot a deer
Why is he asking when the season starts?
because he'd like to come down and shoot a deer. Well, I guess you're gonna have to because you feed us and you feed all of the guests down
I
here.
can spare a deer, I guess.
Yes.
No, that's the cool thing about here. We have those crossbows that we wanted to get going. Is the archery season is really long. It starts very early September and runs through January. And the gun season here is only 2 weeks long. And they got a black powder season, but those crossbows down here, and if all that shit isn't going on over there, yeah. And I put in 2 acres of deer plot that's coming up pretty good.
Thank you, Tim. I'll get on there after this and look it up. I have all kinds of salt. I love salt. And I think I showed you guys on here not long ago, I found a red wine. It was wine salt. And you talking about good on a steak. You know, I like mushrooms and onions sauteed, and then, you know, you put it down, add a little bit of red wine to eat with your steak. That shit tastes just like wine. It's good.
Our experience with Weimaraners, we know
Our friends, he actually taught sniper school for a very long time at the SEAL team. Chris Higgins and Missy, they had 3 Weimaraners, and I know that that a lot of them are the same color, but they were so gray they almost were blue. They had that blue tint to them, just sleek, beautiful, beautiful dogs. I love those dogs.
Dog training videos. There'd be so much editing in there because just when you want them to do something, they won't do it. And I'll give you a dog training tip. Don't ever throw anything at a retriever. Don't get mad and pick up a stick and throw it at it, that's for sure. That's probably the biggest no-no. But they have the desire, man. You just got to bring it out of them. You got to get them started early. And so everything's a real new experience with Xena. You don't have to train Xena every day retrieving. She is learning new things every day, even if it's just something as simple as jumping in the truck on her own, going someplace new with Warrior, doing one thing or another. It's all this experience. And I just watch her out here. She stares at these ducks. And some geese flew over today. I don't know where all the geese went. They were all here with their young a little while ago. I think they took them someplace and they're feeding up somewhere else. But we haven't had geese around here for a couple of weeks, and 4 of them came over today, and she just stopped. With all that bell, she knows. She looks at these ducks out here and knows what we're going to do to them. She does. She already knows. It's only a matter of time. He's going to get me, and we're going to bite into a few of those.
Hawaiian black salt sprinkled on creme brulee. Really? I would never think of any kind of salt on creme brulee, but I put salt on watermelon, so I bet that is good. That's good.
Wolf Lab mixes, wow, that is something.
Well, those Belgians, I tell you,
training them now.
Setting Elf, I know a lot of team guys, because that's, the SEAL team working dogs that have them as pets, and everybody that has them loves them, but you've got to really work them dogs. I mean, they require a lot of training. What are you doing? I guess it's time for another beer. Oh yeah, if you've never put salt on watermelon, it's a southern thing. But if you think watermelon is good, just sprinkle a little bit of salt on that. Woo, delicious.
That right there. You want to do anything with dogs, this is the guy to do it. I'm on Water Dog. I've been using these books for years. There's Game Dog, Gun Dog, and Water Dog. And each of them really go into retrievers because that's what he trained. And he was tragically killed in a plane crash, but his books are still out there. And he's also got one called Family Dog. And this is the guy that takes you into the mentality of the dog, but this training is so simple. So you can fight over who does the better training and the new modern stuff that's coming out now. And, it's like the 7-minute abs and, whatever, man.
Actually, the first dog that he got when we were raising Chesapeake Bay Retrievers was a dog training book by a woman named Cherry was her last name. Remember that?
Eloise Cherry.
Eloise Cherry. And you loved those books. You said they were simple, too. Sometimes dog trainers, like other things, they know what they're talking about, but they get too damn complicated. So even those things for dummies, electricity for dummies, we don't know how many of those books. Got to be simple for us to get it. Yellow or red meated watermelons? Red.
God, that guy asked some weird questions, man.
No, we're talking about watermelon and salt. I think that yellow watermelon is pretty, and I certainly wouldn't turn it down, but I think red watermelon is sweeter. I like it better.
I watched him, they use the pit bulls for hogs. They sure as hell do. And that's some nasty business. I watched him hunting water buffaloes with them in Australia.
With pit bulls?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And they grab them right by the face. That's where they went for it, right by the face, and hang on for dear life until those guys could get up there. So yeah, they do a lot with pit bulls. Good. Lisa, currently military vets, come on down. That's great.
Thank you, AJ.
Had the hog hunters from the helicopters here. I forget who was telling me about that. Wanted me to go, and that'd be some good stuff. I've seen some of that, but the craziest invitation I ever got was a guy wanted me to come to Texas and duck hunt with him and his family. They use falcons to retrieve the ducks. And I said, "You got to be kidding me!" No,
Oh my God, how fun would that be?
Never seen anything like it. We shoot them and send the falcons for them and bring them back.
Yeah, Mike's got a good website, and Mike's a great trainer.
Speaking of dogs, boy, am I going to get this guy. Boy, am I going to get this guy. I would love to just start spewing it out here right now. But he's going to go for an interview because he's dumb and I'm not. And he's going to be one of those guys at the end that's going to go, I knew this day was coming. I just didn't know when. Because you have talked way too much. And so coronavirus or not, the records came back yeah. But it has to do a lot with the dog. See, I wish Trump would appoint me the director of the Veterans Administration because I would have that mess cleaned up in a month. And I would do that by hiring another 1,000 VA investigators to go right through your records and let's see where you were when, and let's see you have deployed to Vietnam and you were actually bayoneted by a. Let's see that you served in Desert Storm like you claim, and we're paying you treatments for Gulf War illness, and you can't never get that. It's so frustrating dealing with the VA because you report this stuff. You know, this guy never served in Vietnam. Here's his records, and you guys are paying him all this shit for Agent Orange. He was never there. He wasn't old enough. And you get that, and that's where all that money, taxpayers' money, is going to come back because the problem with the VA, unfortunately, is the veterans themselves. They have, hey, get out of there, Zena. The administration has some problems, but we're going to ruin this country making payments to vets that don't deserve that stuff. And this PTSD thing,
Get out of there.
I'm going to get on some real gray areas here disputing that with doctors who have diagnosed that shit with this guy. So, yeah, my doctor diagnosed me. Your doctor doesn't know shit. I do. You weren't there. So.
God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have a big, huge collection of seashells, and so all of my potted plants around here, I covered the dirt with seashells. It looks pretty. It helped hold in the moisture, and she loves these seashells. She just walks by every pot and pulls her 2 or 3 out. There's seashells all over the house.
Oh, she loves them. Gets them out in the yard. She's cleaning Warrior's ears now. He just loves her. Just loves her. He loves everything about her. And the 2 of them start and they never stop all day long. Just this love fest. And both of them, look at her biting her. She's cleaning his mouth out right now. He has his teeth open and she's got her tongue in there. And there goes Coda humping him.
I have a...
Oh, God.
Pull that...
Coda.
I have a great trunk thing at the end of my bed, and we've had to move it because that's where she jumps up on, because we have a very high bed. And bless her heart, she don't know what to do now. But we've had to clear off our coffee tables and stuff here at our chairs because she loves to get the remote control and chew that up. She chews up her glasses, so it's almost like having a baby in the house. Had to puppy-proof this place.
I think she's getting better, though. I think she's getting out of it a little bit. She's not nearly as bad as she was. Especially chewing on my arm.
Just had
an extension cord, seashells, I know, but it's not.
I mean, look at that. That was from
Well, she
yesterday.
doesn't. We would ride with her, and she would just constantly be biting us,
Yeah.
trying to keep her on that golf cart or something. She just doesn't do that. She's growing out of that stuff now. So, all right. Always impersonate sappers or rangers in the Army. Not even really the
What's a
impersonating.
sapper? I never heard that term.
I don't know. The Army has sapper school. They really don't know exactly all what's entailed, but a sapper is an enemy guy that breaches your defenses and mines your ships, gets into the wire and plants explosives and shit like that. I think they killed, the Navy had the Dolphin program that started in Vietnam, and these dolphins, oh my, would search miles and miles and miles of harbor at night looking for enemy Viet Cong swimmer sappers, and they killed dozens of them. And those dolphins had an array of devices that the UDT guys would put on their heads in the Navy, from a spear that would just impale you. I mean, the dolphin didn't know exactly where to hit you if you wanted to keep you alive or not. It would fill you up with CO2 and release a buoy and drag you to the surface up, but they were more than happy to just stick it in your head and in your body. They had several of these devices, and they used to train them on us. They would call over the SEAL team. We screwed that up and gave it to EOD. EOD took the Dolphin mission over and the Sea Lion mission over, and say, hey, you guys got anybody diving this week? And it'd be like, why do you want to know? We need somebody to train the dolphins. No, not them. Because the first instruction they would do is, you're not going to get away with this. They are going to find you. And when they bump you, come straight to the surface. They'll stove you in on the next run. You get one chance to come up. The second run, they're going to kill you. Okay, we're done with the dolphins.
So you guys got $1,000 in Japan because of the coronavirus thing? Yeah, I don't know. Some people were even saying that they were going to get a second round of money. I don't know how much money that is for everybody.
Is that just from the Japanese government or from this government? I'm betting it's from this one.
Probably.
What a good deal that is. Getting the best of both worlds over there, man.
Yeah, the dolphin, actually, when Don came home and said he wanted to talk to me about something, we had turned a guest room upstairs into a workout room. We had mirrors on the walls and everything. We sat down on the floor, and that's when he told me he wanted to be a SEAL. And I said, sure, I think that's great. I thought that's what he was going to do. I thought he was going to be training the dolphins, and had no idea what SEALs did. But that's what I thought he was going to do. So
they train them right there in San Diego. You watch everything they're doing. Just watch them in the off of the ship. Kodak! Okay, I'm going to get them out.
I know we're annoying. We're sorry, but it's just
really
hot to lock them out.
Hot, and they have been in all day. And I think that's the third time I've said hot. I apologize.
Setting out, you've already got 2 checks? I want 2 checks.
I'll be damned, the government of Japan's doing it too.
That's good.
They
I probably won't get to meet my son-in-law until he retires. I doubt it, but...
maybe we could put a bag over his head or some shit.
But you'd like him. He's a good old country boy. He's a good guy.
They had it was called the Mammals Program, and it was dolphins, sea lions, and those big-ass, they weren't walruses, what's those big old beachmaster things? And the
sea lions.
No, it's big old beachmaster things. These things go thousands of feet down. And they would train them to mine ships, do all kinds of stuff. And talking about those big beachmasters leaning up against cyclone fence. They couldn't keep them fenced in because they just bend the cyclone fences over in the enclosure all the time. There was a host of problems with them. They always didn't do that. They almost killed one of the SEALs out at San Clemente Island. They were out there training them while guys were in the water, and one of them got a woody. It was a dolphin, and he didn't have any breathing apparatus on, and that dolphin wrapped him up and took him to the bottom for a little love fest. And he damn near drowned out there. He couldn't get away from the dolphin. And sometimes they'd take off for periods of time during breeding season, and they'd show back up. So they used them in the Persian Gulf during Desert Storm. They had them out there. They just load them up on C-130s and fly them. Pretty cool stuff. No killer whales.
Shouting out, the first one was 2,900, the second was 1,200, and now they're talking about a third one. Shit. I want some money.
Okay, I can't take it.
Stop.
Okay, excuse me. I'm gonna get this dog out of here. Come on. Hey. Hey. Somebody's here. Somebody's here.
They've just been really, really caged up just because it's been so hot. Warrior wants to go and stay with Don, but bless his heart, he's so big. He just comes in huffing and puffing. It's hard.
That's all you got to do to get them out. If they know you're trying to coax them outside, they won't go. They don't want to. But if you say anything that has the word here in it, here they go. And so ask Diane, oh, what, Greg's coming over here today? And they hear that. Bam, they're going nuts, because that's what I tell them. Somebody's here. Somebody's here. And they go nuts. So it's like all of them. None of them, we've never had a doorbell, but they hear one on TV and they go nuts. They've never even heard of it.
How, I don't know. We've had other dogs do that because no, we don't have a, and I've never had a doorbell. But every dog we've ever had goes crazy when there's a doorbell on a movie or something. That's strange. Robin, I'll tell you who's the bossiest. It's my little one, my little Michonne. She sort of rules the roost around here.
They're all afraid of her.
They are. Xena will throw down on Coda in a minute, over a bone or something, but she won't go anywhere near Michonne. And Michonne is 5 pounds, I think.
And the cats, nobody messes around with Michonne, not Warrior, not any of them. And she got them little teeth, and she means business. No manatees. So, and seeing, killer whales and stuff like that. More about the dolphins. There's some really good dolphin stories out there. They did a lot of testing on those things. Vietnam was really the testing grounds for those things. They would find those guys in the water. They taught us, if the dolphins are really widely used, taught us the only way you're going to get away from those things is to hug the bottom or get into a pier, get under a pier and move slow, because out in they're going to find you. You're not going to get away from them, and they would just patrol the harbors, and they use that sonar and they ping your ass, and you ain't getting away from them. So this is like bloodhounds. One guy that worked with the bloodhounds taught all the tracking stuff, and he said you can watch Cool Hand Luke all you want, but spreading pepper on the ground, getting in water and getting away from him. He goes, you'll never get away from a bloodhound. Nobody gets away from a bloodhound.
Oh, I remember that guy in Chesapeake.
Mm-hmm. He goes, you can't do it. He goes, I don't care what you do. Get in the water, they're going to find you. They're going to know, and they go right to the other side and they pick you up. It's no way. You can't get away from them. And that's what he did. The police and teams, the tracking courses. It was pretty cool stuff.
Oh yeah, we were going to have him up at our course to do the tracking thing. Mm-hmm. Piranhas. Everybody.
Yeah, it's getting a little crazy out there with this destruction. I remember I saw one thing yesterday where they were pulling down a statue of a guy, and they didn't even know who it was, and that guy had tried to abolish slavery 20 years before Lincoln did it, and they're ripping at him, trying to knock him off of there. It's just bad. I had a good post I saw the other day somebody made, and it was just some simple old cartoon style country people, and it's like, what happened to my America? Where did America go? It's getting really depressing out there with how far people are going to go. You give them an inch, they take a mile. So I don't know where all the stuff starts. Oh my God, the whole noose in the garage thing. Oh my God, are you kidding me? You dumb redneck mother effers. You stupid rednecks doing that. No, it didn't. And I guess Old Reverend Al Sharpton's demanding another investigation because we want to keep that thing going. That somebody did make a noose and hang it up in that guy's thing. It was a flipping door pull. He's backstroking plenty too, that NASCAR guy.
Shock, my little bitty dog is just about 7, and then Coda, the other Pomeranian, is about 5. I think Warrior's 3, and then Xena is, how the hell Xena is.
She's approaching 4 months, something like that. You see him out here just romping.
So I'm still without a car. My car just shit the bed, so we're down to 1 truck, and I'm trying to decide what to do. Don doesn't ever go car shopping, so I'm waiting for my daughter to come, and she's going to go with me. I was leaning toward getting a used car, and my daughter is sending me all these links. I think that the coronavirus has something to do with it, but there's so many different cars that it's absolutely no interest, no money down, and no payment for like 4 or 5 months. So I don't know. We don't like to have a car payment, so if we can't pay cash, we don't get it. But that's sort of hard to turn down. That's a pretty good deal. So I might, at 62. Might be buying my first new car. I mean,
62.
What?
I'm going to turn 59 in July. Put the old bird out the pasture.
It is almost your birthday, isn't it?
I don't give a shit about
You're
it.
just a young punk, Don.
Too many days deployed. That's big, yeah.
Woody's telling you about a new beer, Founders.
What did those dirty bastard? See, my daughter's grandmother-in-law and grandfather-in-law are. You don't cuss over there, so they're always honest. Don't cuss around Remington. He picked that up. So what did he say the other day?
So Fallon called.
I don't hold back
Well,
when he's around.
I'm sure, I don't know if something about the dogs, but Remington little sister was grabbing his monster trucks or something, and he said, "You goddamn dirty dog." It wasn't funny. It wasn't funny.
We got chastised. I wonder where he heard that at.
Yeah.
I wonder where he heard that
Dirty dog. I told her, I was like, he didn't hear that shit up here. She said, "Mom."
These dogs are constantly. I got out last night just before I went to bed. Everybody settled down. I opened the door, walk outside with Warrior, because he always goes, and there's a flipping deer right there. And I started unloading on that thing. Again, I'm not trying to hit them. And that deer took off. I got it in the spotlight, and the Warrior's watching this stuff, and it was gone. I turned around, come up in the house, and I'm calling Warrior. And he's not there. I go back down the stairs, I shine my light. He is out in this swamp puddle out here. He finally caught a wind of that deer and decided that 10:30 at night, I'm going to wade through this mud out here. So that's probably where he got that, because these dogs are always dirtied up somehow.
Yeah, I know that, and I can do the paperwork in January, and I'm going to take my Social Security early. I think that the difference in taking it early or when you're 70 or whatever that number is, I think it's about a $300 difference. And $300 is $300, but with the way the world is now and things happening, hell, there might not be any Social Security. By the time Don's eligible to get it, I don't know what's going to happen. So if you're already getting it, from what I understand, they can't take it away from you. But if you're not getting it yet and they do away with, I don't know. So I am taking it. I am taking my Social Security as soon as I can. I never thought I'd be saying that I'm getting Social Security. I never thought I'd be getting AARP cards in the freaking mail. I hate it. I really don't. I like where I am in my life. I like myself better. I'm more comfortable in my own skin than I've ever been. But damn, I didn't think I was going to get old this quick. I knew I'd be old someday, but it just seemed like I freaking got old really quick. Yeah, 77, that's right.
Any good poll questions? Let's see. Justin wants to see any good poll questions of topics discussed. And by and large, everybody wanted to see a lot more of me. And not so much.
I'd get killed on taxes. Shit, I get killed on taxes now. When I had all those rental properties and stuff, when we were running extreme seal, I had, all kinds of write-offs and everything, but we sort of shut down shop. Oh, one more dog. So, I'm going to slap him.
I don't get it.
I don't either, but I guess I got some checking in to do. My sister's getting hers.
We're getting it. Okay. Too much stuff about them draining it or something. I don't know. Been putting into it for a while. But yeah, guys want to see much more of me, and they will. So we're going to limit Diane to, like, I don't know.
What?
It's the poll question. We asked them what did they want to see more of, and they wanted to see more of me. I did. That old bird off of there.
Are you sure?
No, one of the poll questions we wanted to see or ask was about these live streams twice a week. I'm only doing this because people kept screaming about, do 2 hours and do more, but I don't know that everybody fits into that thing. And so that was one of the questions that really didn't get posed out there that I really wanted to know about. And we still haven't quite figured it out. If that. Too much, not enough, just fine. Can't do 2 hours.
Well, I think for us, doing this, even doing a Wednesday one and a Sunday one has just been kind of hard during this lockdown because normally we have people down here, we have wounded warriors coming in, we have some of you guys from the website down, to fill in, to do stuff. We go out to eat, we do stuff to talk about. But during this shutdown, we've not been going shopping, we've not been going to restaurants to eat, we haven't had any guests, we've not had any wounded guys here, and we won't this summer because people, the traveling and everything, it's just not going to work. And my daughter was just telling me North Carolina was doing pretty good. Well, now I guess they've opened the beaches up down in the Outer Banks, and now there is a big outbreak again.
Oh, she's a pest.
So I don't know. I was very happy that they were opening some stuff up just because people need their jobs. People need to make money to live. But it sort of seems like that's backfiring just a little bit, at least in the Outer Banks of North Carolina it is. So I just, it's hard to come up with stuff to talk about when you're not doing shit.
You gotta, I'm called I get into discussions with a member every day. He texts me, call me a coronavirus puss. You puss. It's bullshit. It's the flu. What a puss. Get over it. And it's about my mother. You jerk. Bad stuff, but even sometimes some of that, you're going to give it to somebody else who's going to give it to somebody else. And then I'm watching, I can't watch Diane's mother die. I have to listen to her dying as she slowly continues to lose it from no physical contact because she hasn't been around any of her family in months, and she's confined to a room with one woman who's on oxygen in a very small hallway. So I have to listen to this over the phone. There's nothing you can do. She's just going like that. And that's thanks to people who just aren't giving a fuck about them, nobody but themselves. get away from it and we can all move on with this thing. But you know, screaming to the beaches and just taking off all those masks and doing all that, you know, you might survive it. You might be asymptomatic and never do it, but other people are not so fucking lucky. Maybe we can all get out of this if people just wake up and pay attention and just. It ain't about you.
Iron Balls, I hope you have a good time in Tennessee. I wish I was going to be there with you.
And Tennessee's the worst state.
Shit.
Those non-mask wearers down there that are got corn husks around their face, they think that works. Doesn't do anything. Big tobacco leaf straight across there. Going into Walmart. There you go. All right. There's M1 Hound. He's probably reloading gun shells and stuff like that. And still have to be responsible. That's it. Yeah, it's real. Whatever you think about it, I don't care. There's something going on out there. So.
Landslide sirens just went off. Stay safe, Bosun.
That's right.
All right, we are getting ready to go on the back patio, and we're going to cook brats on the grill. Nothing fancy tonight.
Yeah, I'm whooped. I've been out in that heat, really hitting this dock hard, and it has been. I don't know who built this dock. It's a wonderful structure. It's very sound, but it is bent all to hell. Nothing matches up. It's sunk the pilings. It's like they brought a bunch of Eagle Scouts down here to build this thing or something, and they gooned it all up. But I'm having to make it work, and there's nothing worse than having to continue everything to try to get that one to fit, and then another one to keep it level and straight and going up, and the shit they put in there, the nuts and the big lag screws holding down. Some of them are not even the same size. Some are even metric. There's nothing out there that's a ½ inch. It's all this weird stuff, and it's all rusted, and you're trying to take them off, and it's just, oh dear God, I've got to get done. And so I got about 6 more boards to lay, and it's beautiful, but what a fight.
Bosun, John Riley, I think, now you're over there in Japan, and you guys got the best camera equipment of anywhere. I want a video.
Yeah, no shit.
I want you to make a video and take us around and show us some of Japan. Everybody else is sending videos. Now you do that, John Riley. Send us something. We'd like to see it.
A lot of guys on here from Ireland and all that other stuff people don't get out. So that's one of the ones I always get the phonies on. Were there any foreigners in your class? Because class 39, I'm looking here. Our UDT RA guy can see everyone. I can see their whole careers through this thing. And I always ask them, because I can see, did you have any foreign guys in your class? It's one of my favorite questions to ask, because I can see. And when guys go to buds and there's foreign guys in their classes, which most of them have them, that's really most guys' first interaction with foreign guys. In that environment, that you are with them hopefully for just 6 months through this bloodbath, and you would never forget those guys. Never ever so,
Herman,
and they never get.
I'm so sorry about your friend that passed away that's in your riding group. I'm sorry about that. And tell your woman I am too. So I've been thinking about you. All right, guys, I'm going to go and we're going to cook some brats, and I'm going to have a glass of wine because I've got to get rid of this shit.
Can I break out the hard stuff now?
No, you're doing good. You just keep that beer.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
I didn't buy this shit. People compliment me on this. If you want to get it right, you say, Diane, I love Don's shirt. Diane, I love Don's shoes. Diane, I love Don's pants.
I went to the hippie store the other day, and it was just sort of calling me. I thought that was pretty cool.
No, I don't dress myself. I don't pack. I don't.
Night, Manchu. Night, guys.
Get those eyeballs back, Manchu. We miss you, buddy. Okay. I'll see you guys.